Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. Very pleased to have back in studio with us some of the folks from Running with Ed, and of course Jen Bello back with us. So nice to have you, see you once more. And you've also brought with you doctors Juliana and Bob Miller. Welcome.
How
are you guys this morning?
Great, thank you.
I am so pleased to have you here.
Thank
you guys
you.
are one of the newer participants of Running with Ed.
Yep.
And first, before we get more into that, Jen, for those folks who are also new to Running with Ed, describe the event. And man, we're getting down to the wire here. It's coming up.
It is. It's May 16th. It is a 38-mile, 10-leg relay race. And so a lot of people are like, oh, 38 miles. But you divide it into 10 legs, and you can have teams of 5 to 10 people. So the typical team is 5 people, and they each run 2 legs. But you can have 10 people. And there's legs that are, I think there's 4 legs that are less than a 5K. So that makes it really easy. You can get your couch potato friends, and you can get your marathon friends and put them all together.
And that's what's amazing.
Yes.
Any skill level.
Any skill level.
This will bring everyone together, no matter what the skill level.
Exactly. And we call it the Race That's a Party because at every transition station there's a party, and then we have a big party at the field house, live music, beverages, there's a barbecue lunch, all kinds of sponsored giveaways, kids activities. It's super fun. It's been voted Park City's favorite for the last 2 years in a row. And of course it raises money, for our schools in the Park City public school system.
Right.
So that's a fantastic thing. And it is like the big kickoff celebration of spring. And today, is today Friday? Yes, today is the deadline for regular registrations, and then we have a last chance registration through April 17th where the price goes up a little bit. So I know for most of the parents spring break is next week, so register today before you go on spring break, or come back and then register. You have 1 more week to do it. And you get this swag bag, you get amazing t-shirt. This is last year's great medal from local summit coasters. Lots of local businesses support the race, which is fantastic. We couldn't put on the race without our local businesses. So it's a great time, great party, great cause, and all the money goes right back to our schools.
Excellent. And speaking of those local businesses that helped this happen, you guys, a newer sponsor to Running with Ed. Juliana, tell us a little bit about your guys' background and what brought you guys out to Park City.
So, first of all, I will be the couch potato running very short.
I am with you on that. I'm a run jogger.
Glad to know I will call myself that.
Yes.
We are from Virginia, so we moved out here. Our kids started school here. We have a 3rd grader, a 1st grader, and a 1-year-old, and we just decided to move from Virginia to start raising our kids in the mountains. I grew up in a ski town, and we've been here a lot doing our skiing and enjoying the mountains, and we just had one of those life moments where we said this is where we want to be. So we picked up and started a new practice here, and we just opened that about a month ago, and so that's been going great, and we just decided to restart and raise our kids here. So we're very
so
excited.
Pleased to have you guys
Thanks.
here.
Yeah, we're excited.
Great.
It's been awesome.
Well, share with us, Bob, a little bit about what drove you guys to be part of Running with Ed. What was it about it that made you want to be involved?
Well, I think the fact that Running with Ed is so pro-education, the funds go to education, and we're really impressed with the public school system here. I think the way it's funded, the way businesses get involved in Running with Ed is fantastic, and we wanted to be a part of that because our kids definitely have benefited from that program just from what we can see so far. And a former runner, a former marathon, emphasis on former.
So we do have the 2 sides of the coin here.
I did run.
Be in the couch potato.
I did run the Marine Corps Marathon.
There you go.
Many
You want to be on my team?
Many years ago. Knee surgery later. I would classify myself as a runner jogger also.
Okay.
So the running, I understand that camaraderie, the team, just the cool factor of runners, because I've been involved with those types of people before in my past. And we just really feel like of all the nonprofits, and there are, like Jen said, 1 million of them here, it's the one that appeals to us the most because we have kids in the public school system.
Right.
And we really want to be a part of this. And she and I were talking the other day, and she was telling me about the deadline, and I thought, let's sweeten the pot a little bit. And not only are we going to be a sponsor, but we just kind of came up with an idea, brainstorming, of, let's incentivize people to sign up by offering free orthodontic treatment as a benefit, you sign up, come to our office for a complimentary evaluation. Your name will go into a drawing, and we'll draw probably at the event, at the party. We'll draw some lucky winner that's going to get free braces.
That's brilliant. No, that's a wonderful idea, I think, because that's one of those things that's a big financial part of raising kids, and to have that help and to be introduced to you guys in that way is a wonderful way to do that. And Juliana, I want to mention too, is it true that you're the only female orthodontist in Park City?
I am. I think in the state,
so cool.
in the state of Utah.
Oh my goodness!
I know, which is kind of fun.
That's amazing.
When I graduated residency there was one female class. That was kind of the way. But now there's a ton. I mean, we're just, majority of the residents coming out of school are female. So for some reason, they just haven't fell in love or found Utah yet. So, so it's fun. It will probably be short-lived, but it's really fun. Kind of a fun little thing.
Well, you mentioned, Bob, some of those programs and seeing your kids benefit from the public school system. Jen, for a moment, let's talk about what some of these grants are and the projects that this money is going towards.
Sure. Well, it's interesting. Bob and Juliana were just telling me that their first grader has gone into the French dual immersion at Trailside, for instance. So that's a fantastic program, and we fund all the media materials for dual immersion. So it's a school district program, but there were no, for instance, library books in French at different grade levels, or in Spanish if you're going to a school where there's Spanish dual immersion. No videos, no DVDs. So every year we have a grant where we fund those extra classroom materials, because if your child is learning French and they're going home and there's no book to bring home to read in French, you have that in English, why not in French? So that's one we fund. A big one right now at the high school, for instance, all the academic clubs, so debate and ethics and technology club and academic decathlon, they're all in their competition season. And they have done amazingly well. So they all went to regionals, then they've all gone on to state, and now many of them are going to national competitions. But it's beginning of April, right? So if your national competition is in LA and you have 5 weeks to fundraise, well, all those students are also taking AP courses, they're in their finals for sports. So we have a grant called the National Competition Fund, where we help cover the cost of going to those national competitions. If students get into them, we help cover the teacher cost too. Because it's a very short time to fundraise, and you don't know if you're going to be in the national competitions until the end of the school year. Another one at 3 of the elementary schools is EVA, which is our elementary visual arts. So there would be no art program in the elementary schools if the Ed Foundation weren't funding those part-time art teachers. And we're very proud of that grant too. So all this money that Running with Ed raises helps go towards those programs in our schools.
Juliana and Bob, what does it feel like to be part of something like that? I mean, you kind of already expressed that, but to see this grow, I mean, Running with Ed has grown so much since its inception, and to see you guys as newer sponsors coming on, kind of riding that wave of really helping the community, that must be a great feeling, I think.
It's great. Yeah, I mean, our neighborhood, we just kept seeing these emails, Run with Ed, Run with Ed. I'm like, who is Ed? I mean, I did not understand.
I have to say it, I thought that too. The first time I met Jen on the show, I was like, who's Ed? And then
I kept saying, I don't know who Ed is. I'm not sure who, but the more we got to know it, and then Jen came to the office and we met, and we just knew immediately, most of our patients are elementary, junior high, high school. We do treat adults, but it fits so well for us, and it's a great way for us to help the schools, because that's why we moved, for our kids. So we want to make it as strong as it can be for them and for everybody else, and so we're thrilled. It's a perfect fit.
Very good. And you guys are also going to be at the Trailside Exchange.
We are.
Is that right, Bob? Tell me about it.
Well, I think Trailside has a reputation of doing quite well in Running with Ed.
They have won. They have won the best school exchange for the last 3 years. Yes, so it's a little pressure.
We plan to
We're competitive. Don't worry.
keep our foot on the gas pedal.
Yes.
And even make it better. And I don't want to show my hand, but we have some pretty exciting things in store. We have assimilated a team of runners that
there's a costume.
If winning involves more than just crossing the finish line first, we will win.
Oh, okay. All right. Bob,
you heard it here first.
Throwing it down.
Yes.
All right. I'm expecting great things from you now. You just do that. Juliana, it's like a nervous laugh. She's like, I don't know.
I have to run a leg, so.
That's pretty exciting. Who's running what's the steepest
The
part?
UOP.
That's right.
Going up to the Utah
Who's running that yet? Do you know, Bob?
We have.
We do. We have picked.
We have.
Who's the
We call
lucky one?
her. Can I say her name?
Sure. Oh, yes.
Elaine Murray is. We call her the Queen of Mountain Ranch, or not the Queen, the Mayor of Mountain Ranch.
she's great.
She's probably going to kill me when she hears this, but she is a very good runner, and
they're out practicing and
I
running.
expect her
Good.
to run that leg with a smile on her face.
All right, all right. I bet they will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you guys, thank you so much. And
you.
before I let you go, Jen, first remind us where we can go online to register.
So runningwithed.com, super easy.
And then for you guys, where can we get in touch with you if we're interested in coming into you and getting some help?
Yeah. So
How do do that?
we have a promotional ad on Facebook. It's M2 Ortho.
Okay.
Find us on Facebook. Our website is m2ortho.com. M2, that's where that came
I
from.
figured.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing everybody, and we just love being a part of this community and this event.
Excellent. Well, we are so happy to have you guys here.
Thanks.
So thank you
Exciting.
for your time,
Thanks.
for being here this morning.
you.
Be sure to sign up for Running with Ed, and I guess he's who you're up against, is what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
Well,
so
we'll
we'll see how it
time.
goes. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
you.
All three
Thank
of you
you.
will be right back after this quick commercial break. I believe we're going to get a call in from Joe talking about President Obama coming to town last night.